guys, how are you doing? So today I'm back with a 50 facts about me video. Now these type of videos are one of my favourite to watch because I really feel like I get to know the person behind the camera so much better. I've seen a few of these as well, like floating around recently, and I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna do the 50 facts about me, share some things that you guys probably don't know or won't ever find out unless I've recorded this, and hopefully it just helps you guys find out something new about me that you wouldn't have known before. So this is obviously going to be quite a long video because there's 50 facts to talk about, so I'm going to crack straight onto it. But if you do enjoy this or learn something new, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to see more of my videos, I post twice a week. Just subscribe to my channel down below and I'll see you guys in my next video. But for this one, let's get straight into it. So I am 22 years old. I was born in Essex, but we moved to Devon when I started the junior school here because my sister started the infant school at the same time and my dad was made redundant at his old job in Essex, so it just seemed like a great time to move down to Devon, and we always used to holiday here, so it was kind of like living the dream really. So my mum and my dad fell pregnant with me 3 months after being together, which is crazy. However, they are still together 23 years later. And this is why I never judge people for getting pregnant early or young or anything like that, because my mum and dad are a testament on how it can work out really great. I want to have my first child by the time I'm 25. My mum's side of the family has only given birth to girls for like 30 to 40 years. So whoever has the first boy in the family is going to break the chain, but I always think that that means that I'm probably going to have girls. I have a weird obsession with like crime documentaries, films or series on television or things like that, and it's definitely my favourite genre of film and television. Up until I went to sixth form, I always wanted to go into theatre and my dream was to be a drama teacher, but it was literally one morning I woke up when I was in year 12 and I realised that I didn't even like theatre or drama studies anymore, and I wanted to go into media, and now I work in marketing. So people never know this and are always really surprised when I tell them, but when I did my A-levels I got 2 A stars and a B in philosophy and ethics, and the 2 A stars were in media and photography. You're probably thinking that philosophy and ethics was a bit weird to study, but I chose it simply because I fancied the teacher. But funny thing is, I never had that teacher teach me at all during the 2 years of study. I have a bit of a speech impediment, which means that when I speak, I sometimes say the words I'm thinking instead of the words I'm about to say, which often jumbles up the way that I speak. So say for example, one word that I always struggle to say is tart shape tape. I always want to say sharp tape or something like that. The fact that those two words are almost very similar makes my mind just say it wrong every time, and whenever I film a video and mention the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, I always have to edit the fact that I said it wrong first. I only have one sibling, and that is a little sister who is currently 18 years old. I have travelled to Switzerland twice, Tenerife 3 times now, Portugal and Florida, and I will be returning to Florida at the end of September/October when I go this year. My favourite Disney film is The Little Mermaid. My favourite colour is grey, even though I'm sure people will say that it's more a shade than a colour, but that is like my favourite colour in the world. I love like grey things, I just think it's so lovely. I have only ever had 2 boyfriends, one of which is Rich, and we've been together almost 5 years now. I have never had a one-night stand. I don't have any tattoos, but I would really like to get one as soon as something becomes sentimental enough to get one. I just don't believe in get one for the sake of it, but I do really want one, but currently I don't have any. I have never been to a funeral. I am a really emotional person and I'm really sensitive, and I cry all the time, whether that's because I'm upset or whether because I'm happy. My body literally just cries, like even if I don't want it to, I just produce tears and I'll start crying for no reason. My favourite alcoholic cocktail is a porn star martini. It's so nice. If you've never tried it, honestly, you'll love it. Seeing the Northern Lights is literally at the top of my bucket list. I am a very optimistic person and I really do believe that there is a plan for everyone and that everything happens for a reason. I'm not at all religious, but I genuinely believe that there is a reason why everything happens around you. My middle name is Elizabeth. Chocolate is my biggest weakness, and my favourite chocolate is Cadbury's Dairy Milk. It's plain, it's simple, but it's so good. I could literally eat a whole bar in one sitting. When I was younger, I quit ballet class and I started karate because I was such a badass kid. My current favourite names for a boy and a girl, if I were to have one today, would be Kai for a boy and Iris for a girl. However, Kai wouldn't really work with Rich's surname because his surname is Kirk, so Kai Kirk doesn't sound great, but they are definitely my favourite boy and girl names if I were to have a child today. My favourite holiday is Christmas, and that's just because everything is so happy and joyful around you, and I really don't understand when people hate Christmas. I get that it can be expensive, but I don't understand how people don't like the sentiment and the joy it brings. I used to swim competitively for North Devon, and I used to be the captain of the team. It got to a point where it got really serious, and it was like the choice of whether I continue doing it or kind of have like a social life at school and things like that. My morning routine involves drinking a pint of tea. I have a genuine pint mug and I have to fill it up, and if I don't drink that, my mind never fully wakes up. It is such a weird placebo thing to have, but I genuinely have to have that much tea to wake myself up of the morning. My favourite scent is anything citrusy, and my absolute favourites are lemon and lime. I just think they're so refreshing and just so warm and homely. So at university I studied contemporary media practice, Bachelor of Arts, and I graduated with a first class honours. Rich decided to move to London with me when I began university. However, people don't often realise that when he decided to do that and he actually made the move, we had only been together for 6 months. My favourite / lucky number is definitely the number 14. When I was about 6 years old, I used to have the biggest celebrity crush on Philip Schofield. I mean, he's a silver fox now, but I used to be literally obsessed with him. Almost every time that me and Rich go to cinema together, or if I just go to cinema in general, I always fall asleep. Even if it's a film that I choose and I really want to watch, I'm pretty much certain to fall asleep because as soon as it goes dark, my body literally just switches off. It's so annoying and I really wish I could stop doing it. I have never had an operation before. I suffer with anxiety and I had a really bad panic attack when I was in London. However, I don't really like talking about it often because I feel like it's almost fashionable to have anxiety, and it's really not. I really wish I didn't have it. I wish that I could kind of snap out of it, but it's really, really not that easy. And it's just something that kind of lives with me forever. And just things like when, say, work suggests that you travel somewhere, I will get so anxious about it. Anything I do on my own or do for the first time on my own, I get so nervous and I begin shaking, and I really, really wish I didn't have it because it is so annoying. So Brittany Lee Saunders was the first YouTuber that I watched, and she genuinely made me laugh so much. It made me love YouTube, and that's kind of how I started getting into doing this. As well as anxiety, I also suffer with really low self-esteem. That just means that no matter what I do, whether it's at work or whether it's being a girlfriend to Rich or being a daughter to my mum and dad, I always second guess whether I'm doing it right or whether I'm good enough, and I genuinely feel like I'm not. And I don't say that in the sense of I want people to be like, yes you are, you're amazing, but it's genuinely something that my brain is always saying oh, you could have done that better, or you know, you could have done this, or this is going to happen, and it's so annoying. Ellie Goulding is my favourite celebrity. I not only love the fact that she sings amazingly, and I've seen her live and she is so fantastic and beautiful as well. I also agree with her morals, and I really do feel like I can relate to her in so many levels. We've experienced a few things that are very similar, and the way that we've both acted is very similar as well. So I just feel like I can really relate to her. My favourite food dish is my mum's fish pie, even though I really don't really like eating seafood. I think that she makes the best fish pie, and I don't know what it is, but mum's cooking is the best. Passing my driving test was the biggest accomplishment of my life so far. I genuinely value it more than my degree or any of my exam results or anything like that. It's given me so much freedom and independence. I just couldn't be without it, and it's the best thing that I've done for myself, and I have never ever regretted it. Even though it is a little bit costly, I'm just honestly so appreciative that I can jump in a car and go wherever I want. So my favourite childhood memory is when we went on holiday as a family when we were younger. My parents told us we were going to Spain, and when we arrived at the airport, you know, we were really excited to be going on a beach holiday in Europe. But when we got to the gates, Dad said, Oh, by the way, we're not going to Spain, we're going to Disneyland, Florida, and me and my sister just screamed with excitement. My biggest priority in life is to have a family, and I come from a really small family, and I would love to have like a big one. My dream is probably to have about 3 children. I know this is random, but when Obama became president of the US, I actually wrote him a letter and sent it. I'm from the UK, so I don't know what I was thinking, but I genuinely admired him so much that I wrote him a letter basically saying that I loved him, and I never received a reply. So I can be a really lazy and messy person. I wish I wasn't, but I really am, and especially living with Rich, who is so neat, I kind of can feel my mess everywhere. But there's nothing better than being able to like sleep on the sofa with a blanket and watch a film and not have to worry about always feeling like you have to clean. So I am petrified of bees and wasps. When me and Rich first started like dating, I remember there was a bee that was coming towards me. I genuinely screamed and ran across the road. This is on a date where I had kind of glammed myself up, made myself look as good as I could to impress him, but I did something like that because I was genuinely petrified. When I eventually get married, I really want like a small, quiet, kind of like elopement wedding abroad. I don't want a big wedding in the same country because it just makes me cringe the thought of having a really big event. I just think there's too much family drama and they can be so expensive. I really want a small, intimate wedding abroad with like my really close family and friends, and then when we were to get back, I would then just have a massive party and invite everyone. I'm allergic to needles, and every time I have an injection I always become ill, but once when I was younger I had an injection at school and my whole arm went paralysed for a whole day. Like I could genuinely not lift it up or do anything. The doctors are really like curious by it because they don't know why like it causes it, but every time I have a needle I know that I'm going to be ill for the next day. And finally, my favourite flower on the earth is a sunflower. They are just so happy and I literally love them so much. I cannot wait for the day that I have a garden and I can grow my own. So they are my 50 facts about me. I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching it. If you guys create your own videos, I'd love for you to do this video as well and leave them in the comments below so I can watch them and find out as much about you as you've just found out about me. If you've enjoyed it, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!